Why don't we start with the King and Queens tournament and just get those out of the way first? The Queen's Crown finals, of course, are Zelina Vega and Doudrop. Based on tonight, I think I'm going to go Zelina Vega. I think she's going to win the crown. I think it's something that fits a heel like her. Although a babyface like Doudrop, much like Xavier Woods, I think she could look pretty cool in the crown too. She would probably love it. But I think I think she can do a lot more storyline-wise without the crown. Zelina just has done a whole pile of nothing since she's come back, so I think it might be more suited for her to win the tournament. So let's go Zelina Vega to win the Queen's crown. On the men's side, this one's really tough, man. Finn Balor or Xavier Woods. Oh, gosh. I feel like Finn Balor is the stronger star, I guess I would say. And I kind of compared it to what Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida did in AEW last week with the 50-win thing and having Serena just beat her and spoil the party. I would like to see Finn Balor do the same. But then again, Finn Balor's going to be on Raw now. And I'm thinking if Big E retains against Drew McIntyre, Big E's probably going to go to Survivor Series to face either Brock or Roman. But then what's he going to do between now and then? It feels like Big E's going to need somebody to have a match with or do a small feud with on Monday Night Raw leading up to Survivor Series. Or, like I mentioned yesterday in the podcast, how I'd like to see WWE do more theme TV shows like AEW does and promote big title matches on those shows weeks in advance. They could do something like that here with Big E and Finn Balor. So if Kofi sticks his nose in the match somehow, or if he does anything to help Xavier Woods beat Finn Balor, then next week on Raw, Balor could come to TV and say to Big E, hey, your friends took something away from me at Crown Jewel, so I'm going to take something away from you, and I want a title shot. And that could be a good title match to have on Raw sometime between now and Survivor Series, or now in the end of the year, or whatever. It could be Big E and Balor doing a little business on Monday Night Raw. I really wouldn't hate that, but you could also achieve the same thing by having Balor win the crown by beating Xavier Woods, and then maybe Big E wants to get a little bit of revenge on Balor. I don't know. So, if you got to pick a winner here, let's just pick Xavier. Let's pick Xavier Woods. Nope, you know what? Let's pick Finn Balor. I'm picking Finn Balor to win the crown. I'm going to pick Finn Balor to spoil Xavier Woods' party and take the crown away from him. That's what I think is going to happen. Or is it? Well, shit. Do I want to do that? Because then again, if you have Xavier win, they are going to SmackDown. Okay, let's change it again. Am I allowed to change 2 times? Sure, I am. Let's have Xavier win the crown because the very next night is SmackDown. You're probably going to want to have at least one of your winners, well, both of them probably, if it turns out to be Zelina Vega, be on the show. And Xavier Woods coming out on SmackDown, his first night being on that brand, yeah, he should have the crown. Okay, we're switching again. Switch. Xavier Woods. So we're going Zelina Vega for the women, Xavier Woods for the men. There we go. No turning back now. I mentioned Mansoor and Mustafa Ali earlier on. Mansoor has got to win that match. I think Mustafa bit off more than he can chew, messing with Mansoor. He's kind of awoken this sleeping giant. Even tonight when he came out and tried to trash talk Mansoor got really pissed on the mic to where it actually kind of scared, Mustafa a little bit. So I think Mansoor in front of that crowd, obviously he's going to win and put down Ali. And he needs to, because Ali treated him like shit, and he needs some revenge. So Mansoor all the way in that one. We got the Raw Tag Team titles on the line. RK Bro defending against AJ Styles and Omos. RK Bro is too fun, man. I got to go with them to retain. I'm not ready to see AJ and Omos take the titles back. RK Bro, it's just more fun if they are holding the titles right now. So I'm going to pick them to retain. We've got Goldberg taking on Bobby Lashley in that no-holds-barred match. I talked about that match earlier on. It's going to be Goldberg. I don't want it to be. I think Lashley should absolutely murder Goldberg. But based on the story here and everything that happened with Goldberg and his son and Goldberg defending the honor of his family and all this crap, and there's not a title belt on the line anymore, it's got to be Goldberg. He's probably going to beat Bobby Lashley. I want to make it extremely clear that I do not want that to happen. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm extremely wrong. I hope that I've never been this wrong in my life predicting Goldberg to beat Bobby Lashley, but that's what I think is going to happen. Goldberg is going to win. We've got the SmackDown Women's title on the line. Of course, we know that in a triple threat match, Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. We did see Becky take a pin on Friday for the first time in like 3 years with Sasha beating her. I think Becky should retain here. She probably will. And take the title over to Monday Night Raw. So they're probably going to do the belt swapping thing. They might even just do that on SmackDown. The very next day, wouldn't be surprised if Becky makes the trip back to SmackDown. They do a segment in the ring where Becky and Charlotte swap the titles and Becky heads over to Monday Night Raw. I feel like that's definitely what they're going to do. Putting the title on Sasha here would be strange because now you got both titles on SmackDown again. It would just be a fucking mess. So I think Becky retains. I don't even care who she pins in this match. It doesn't matter. I just think that down the line, Bianca should beat Becky for that title and get that title back from her. So Becky Lynch to retain. We also have Edge versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in the Cell. It feels like this one's pretty easy to predict with Edge picking up the win here and winning this big blow-off. But, then again, Rollins could be that guy. They both have aspirations to challenge for the Universal title. Edge has gotten recent title shots. WrestleMania, he was in the main event. And Rollins, feels like he could be in line for, another run or at least another opportunity here. So I don't think it's a done deal that Edge is going to win the Hell in the Cell, but it is in Saudi Arabia. This is going to be kind of like a babyface friendly type of show. So I'm going to go Edge to beat Seth Rollins. I think this will probably be match of the night. Should be incredible. And I'm ready for it. So Edge to get the victory there. And that leaves us with the 2 world title matches. WWE title on the line. Big E defending against Drew McIntyre. Not much of a question here on my mind. Unless you did something really crazy and swapped the titles and you had Drew beat Big E and take the WWE title to SmackDown, and then you have Brock beat Roman. Brock's a free agent, and he takes the WWE title back to Raw. I suppose that could happen, but I don't think so. Drew McIntyre's already been made. He was a champion for a long time. A lot of people put him over, and Big E, as your new WWE champion, needs some quality wins and quality victories over some big-time opponents. Former champions would be nice, and I think Drew McIntyre is exactly that guy. I think that this match should be a one-on-one, completely, totally squeaky clean finish right in the middle of the ring. Big ending, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Big E wins. I think that's the only option here because that would be a good solid win for Big E. Because he won that match against Lashley in the cage. So I think another win here against someone the caliber of Drew will really help the overall title reign, I should say, of Big E. So I'm predicting Big E to win that one. And that leaves us with the Universal title, assuming this match is going to be the main event, unless they make the Hell in a Cell match the main event or something. But we're assuming it's going to be Roman Reigns defending the Universal title against Brock Lesnar. All sorts of what-ifs here with Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar playing mind games last week in the contract signing, saying that Heyman and him are still together and Heyman's still his advocate, and Roman has kind of fallen victim to these mind games a little bit. And Paul Heyman said as much in an interview a few weeks back that this story is going to have a lot of twists and turns and swerves along the way. And like I've been mentioning, the last time Brock was in a wrestling match was back at WrestleMania 36 when he got beat by Drew McIntyre. I think when he comes back now, he needs to reestablish himself as who Brock Lesnar is. And if he just comes back and gets beaten by Roman Reigns, I don't know what good that does. But this could just be a one-time deal for Brock to come back, and then he's going to turn back up around WrestleMania time. I don't know, but I don't think it's out of the question that Roman Reigns just automatically beats Brock Lesnar. But I don't want to see some sort of a DQ finish, which is definitely something that they could do here, because you would think that they would want to keep Brock somewhat strong and still keep Brock while keeping the belt on Roman Reigns at the same time. That's why I think a DQ finish here is likely. At the end of the day, I think Roman Reigns is going to hang on to the title. I'm not convinced that he spears and puts down Brock in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, completely clean. I'm not convinced that happens at all. I still think we could see Paul Heyman do some sort of a turn or turn on Roman or align with Brock, or I think this could be even part of a bigger ruse where, maybe Heyman and Roman are orchestrating this whole thing to make it look like there's problems between them when really they're using it as a way to set up Brock. I don't know, but I think in the end, Roman's going to walk out as champion, I think, although that's not a guarantee. We've seen title changes over in Saudi Arabia before, but in terms of what they're going to do going forward and stuff, I think it should be Roman, but you got to think about Survivor Series. Does that mean we're going to get Roman and Big E? Wouldn't hate that, but I also feel like Roman and Drew should be headed for a matchup again down the road. I don't know, but I say Roman just defeats Brock Lesnar. I feel more comfortable saying Roman just leaves as champion. Roman could still lose via disqualification and leave as champion. Definitely think he's walking out of Saudi Arabia as champ. Not 100% sure if he's going to actually win or not, but we're going to predict him too. So just to recap, I've got Zelina Vega winning the Queen's Crown, Xavier Woods winning the King of the Ring, Mansoor over Mustafa Ali, RK Bro over AJ and Omos, Edge over Seth Rollins and Hell in the Cell, Goldberg defeating Bobby Lashley, Becky Lynch to retain her SmackDown Women's title over Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, Big E to retain the WWE title over Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns to defeat Brock Lesnar and retain the Universal title. There you go. Crown Jewel predictions, everyone.